let's start today's practice. So we'll start with sitting in Sukhasana, easy sitting position, so crossing the legs. Let's just take a moment to make sure we're nice and comfortable where we are. So just start to loosen through the spine, just gently rolling from side to side. So we just bring our awareness into the body. And so today's practice, we're going to be focusing our MedYoga practice on OCD, anxiety, compulsive thinking, and intrusive thoughts. Good, a couple more. So we're just going to start to warm up. We're just going to start to prepare. So we want to feel safe in the body. Good, and then come back to center. And we're just going to do a gentle seated cat-cow. So exhaling, the spine curls back, we drop the gaze. Inhale, we lift the heart, drop the shoulders back, lift the gaze. Exhale, we tuck underneath. Inhale, we lift. Good, close the eyes. So we're just going to start with laying a foundation for our practice. So we're starting with mindfulness, which simply means bringing our awareness deeper into the present moment. And this gives us some grounding to be able to become more conscious of our thoughts and how they're impacting us. So it's inhaling forward. Exhale, we curl back. So as we start to focus our awareness on the breath, the mind is forced to take a back seat. Because the mind can't do two things at the same time. It can only think one thought at a time. Good, couple more. And when you're ready, come back to center, drop the shoulders back. And we're going to start with a short meditation. Close the eyes. And start to become aware of the sounds you can hear in the distance. So we're learning to direct the mind where we want it to go. So this is a practice of taking our power back, learning to master the mind, learning to discipline the mind. Otherwise, it's like an unruly child or a monkey that's always jumping from branch to branch, thought to thought. And we have to train the mind. So there's nothing for you to do in this moment. Just bring your awareness to the sounds in the distance. You don't need to analyze them. You don't even need to know what the sound is. Simply paying attention to the sounds as they come and go. And noticing how all thoughts arise and fall away. And now bring your awareness to the sounds inside the room. So we're starting to sharpen our focus. Sounds inside the room. Sharpening your focus even more to the sound of your breath. So you're going to have to really concentrate now. So we're building your concentration muscle. The more you're able to concentrate, the more the mind is unable to pull you away. So the sound of your own breath. And we're going to take it even deeper. Bring your attention to one point of focus. So I'm going to give you two options here. You can choose either one. You're either going to focus on the rise and fall of the abdomen as you breathe in and out. Rise and fall of the abdomen. Or you're going to take your focus to the tip of the nose and then bring your attention to the space inside the nostrils. And you'll feel the flow of air inside the nostrils as it enters and leaves this small space. Now I want you to choose one of those now, either inside the nostrils or the belly, the abdomen, rising and falling. Now, once you've chosen, I want you to stay in this space. Don't move from this space for the next couple of minutes. And I want you to be like a guard. So you're going to be really vigilant, yet keeping the mind rested, calm, soft. So we're not forcing the mind to focus. We're gently guiding it like we would a child with loving kindness. We want the mind to be relaxed and feel safe. And it's safe to do this exercise. So we're showing the mind love, so it trusts us. So you're aware of every part of the inhale, every part of the exhale, or every part of the rise and fall of the abdomen. Don't let a single breath or rise and fall escape your attention. And as you focus your awareness, you're becoming aware of when the inhaling breath stops and turns to the exhaling breath. When the exhaling breath stops and turns to the inhaling breath. Last minute, you're doing really well. And for the last minute, I want you to see if you can catch every breath. watch when the mind tries to pull you away, or tries to distract you, or gets bored. Just notice its pull. It has a lot of power. It can try and pull us away from what we're trying to do. So just notice that. We don't get annoyed with it. It's its nature. So we have to train it ever so gently. And it takes practice and time, but the rewards are huge. We have freedom. We have liberation. Last 30 seconds, you may want to count your breaths. Be fully present with the last couple of breaths. With every breath, with every conscious breath, the mind starts to lose its power over you. So we're really working at the roots here. Good, well done. Blink the eyes open. Good. Okay, so when you're ready, bending the knees, feet hip distance apart, hands and arms behind you. And we're just going to allow the knees to drop over to the left, back to center, over to the right. So windshield wipers with the legs. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, close the eyes. And again, we're coordinating this movement with breath and body. Which means the mind can't take us away. We're using the body as the interruption. So each time the mind goes into an old pattern, an old thought, we're moving the body, which interrupts it. So we're gently and gradually starting to break down the thoughts, the compulsive thoughts, the intrusive thoughts that come in. They'll slowly start to lose their power. Good, couple more either side. So you'll notice we're really slowing down, which the mind really does not like to do at all. So it might throw up a fight. That's quite natural. Good, well done. Come back to center. And bring the hands and arms underneath the thighs, taking a hold of the elbows. Good, knees about hip distance apart. Feet in towards you. And I want you to work on lengthening through the spine. So we want to really open up this energy channel in the body, the base of the spine. So we flow what's known as prana, life force, energy, up through the spine into the brain. So we want to get more oxygen going into the brain. Keep lifting and lengthening. And then as you exhale, just soften down, allow the head to drop in between the knees. Close the eyes. And with every exhaling breath, soften the shoulders, let the head go heavy. And I want you to start to become conscious of any thoughts. Just start to watch any thoughts. We're not going to react to them. And release the hands and arms. Inhaling, curling up through the spine first, and then the head comes up last. Good. We're going to come into a nice big V with the legs. So heels push away. So I like to take the hands behind me and then lift up to take the bottom further away. You may want to lift the fleshy parts of the bottom out behind you. Keep the heels pushing away. Again, we want this length through the spine, so we want this prana riding up through the spine and taking the energy into the brain. Shoulders stay back. And you're going to gently start to tap the base of the hands. So this is called Padma Lotus. So it's a bit like a lotus flower. And then keep the base of the hands together. Bring the small pinky fingers together and then the thumbs together. So a bit like opening up a flower. So this flower's opening. Keep the shoulders back and relaxed. Lift the heart. Close the eyes. Take your full attention to the tip of the nose. And then inside the nostrils. See if you can become aware of the sensation of breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. Try to keep the hands and the rest of the body as still as you can. So like a statue, we're not going to move the body at all. So when we still the body, we start to still the mind. And I want you to pay attention to what it feels like when the mind becomes still. And allow yourself to keep going to that space where it's still. So the more you establish yourself in that position, even if the mind screams, attacks, gets aggressive, fearful, violent, you're not affected in the same way because you know you can rest back in this position where it's always calm, it's always still. Even if the waves are a little bit harsh or choppy, you know this still calm place exists. It's in the background, so you have to look for it. You have to establish it and become stronger in establishing it. Without establishing it, we get carried with the waves. We get carried with the thoughts. So we're not being pulled into the thoughts of the waves. We're staying as the calm ocean. So you're the ocean, not the wave. A few more breaths. See if you can connect back to that place which is really still. So you're the ocean, you're the calmness. And the thoughts are like waves, they just come and go in front of you. You don't have to get caught up in them. We don't resist them. We can't change or fix a thought. So we find our safety and freedom in allowing all thoughts to come and go. Remind yourself that when there is a really challenging thought that's creating huge resistance or discomfort in your body and in your actions and behaviors, what this thought is trying to do is say, face me, and don't run. So this is what we're learning to do with MedYoga practice. We don't want to try and change that thought, because then there'll be another one that you have to change again. Then there'll be another one you have to change again. And it will be never ending. You'll end up having to change one thought after the other. So with MedYoga practice, we don't change thoughts. We say no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how challenging, no matter how much power this thought has over me, I am going to come face to face with it and learn how to stay present. And when you learn to do that, the thought then dissolves because of your presence power. So it's your presence dissolves the thought. The thought then becomes afraid of you and melts away. Thoughts only keep cycling and coming back again and again because we haven't found our power yet. We keep pushing away, and this pushing away takes us into actions, behaviors, compulsions, which are just taking us away from staying in the body, staying with what's uncomfortable. So we're going to do some breathing exercises, which again are going to create the gap between thought and running away. So we're going to change that pattern to thought, stay, thought, stay, thought, move closer, thought, move even closer. So you can learn to lean into the thought, because when you start to lean into the thought and say, hey, I'm going to watch you and see what you do, rather than run, rather than move into an addiction, a behavior, or compulsion, if I stay and watch you, thought, what's really going to happen? What am I running from? And that's when the thought will start to dissolve and melt away. But this takes practice. So these breathing exercises will help you build the roots to start to get the confidence to catch your thought, stay with the thought, stay present, and then also lean into it. So make sure you're nice and comfortable with the legs. So you can either cross the legs, you can make a big V with the legs, you can sit on something. I really don't mind. I want you to be as comfortable as you can. Yes, you can bring the legs out in front of you. Good. Okay, so shoulders back, hands and arms relaxed, either side of the body or on the legs, or you can cut the hands, one on top of the other. So as long as the heart's nice and open. So close the eyes. And we're going to start with a really simple breath. We're going to inhale to 3. We're going to hold for 12. We're going to exhale for 6. So this takes practice, but we're going to aim to do about 5 to 10 rounds. So when you're ready, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Now that's going to take practice. So try and slow the breath down. Try not to force the breath in. Allow the inhaling breath to come in. Allow the exhaling breath to leave. So when we're not over controlling or forcing, the breath will be much longer. Okay, so full count. Shoulders back, relax the body, close the eyes. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, last round. 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax. Stay as the observer and start to observe how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. So it's great to do this exercise a couple of times a day. So we say usually about 5 to 10 rounds. Good, so we're really doing some deep surgery within the mind here. Good, okay, so next breath, you need to change your position, change your position now. Okay, so single nostril breathing. So this is going to balance the left, right sides of the brain and also help to calm the nervous system and really allow that fight-flight response, that fuzziness we get with that fight-flight response to calm and relax. So left hand just resting on the left knee. Now with the right hand, you're not going to use the 2 naughty fingers, so we pull them in, and we use the thumb and the last 2 fingers. So we block on and off with the thumb and the other 2 fingers. Now you can just use the thumb and the pinky finger to block the nostrils on and off. Good. So we're going to start with softening the elbows, softening the right shoulder, relax that left shoulder, rest that left hand. And we're going to place the right thumb on the right nostril. And we're inhaling 1, 2, 3. Retain the breath. So you're blocking off both nostrils. Hold for 3. Exhale out the right nostril. 1, 2, 3. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3. Retain the breath, so you're blocking off both nostrils. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3. Retain the breath, 1, 2, 3. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3. Close the eyes. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3. Retain the breath, 1, 2, 3. Exhale left, 1, 2, 3. Continue. Last few rounds. And release in your own time. Close the eyes. And again, just take a moment to notice, check in, notice how you feel. So this really helps stabilize the mind, calms the nervous system, brings us back into mind-body connection. So it's really soothing. And it also breaks the patterns within the mind